to go. They were down by 10. Kurt Gidley moves in now to win the game for Newcastle. Gidley strikes the ball. It's coming back. He's kicked Kurt Gidley. They've won the game. You can't believe it. You cannot believe it. Newcastle have stolen the win.
Hey guys, it's DownUnderThunder here, and welcome to another episode of the Novocastrians podcast. And sadly, it's a loss, but I'm going to dissect why it wasn't the worst loss we've ever faced. It was heavily referee controlled. We made a little bit of errors, but slight misreads. But the Mum Storms, what do you have to expect from them? Like, it's very hard. Like, it's 40-14. We lost, but don't look at that scoreline because we dug in. Like, when Melbourne got away, we came back for a bit in periods, and this is where the referees controlled the game, and I'm annoyed at this because I thought the referees were going to be strict on Melbourne this year because they said they were going to be consistent. No, they weren't. They weren't consistent. But I'm just going to get into like the first try scorers. Ken Seo actually had a good game. Actually scored 2 tries. He scored off a nice pass from Mitchell Pearce, a nice bullet pass. I haven't seen a bullet pass in years. Last person who I saw throw a really good one was Jared Mullen, and he's gone. But Lachlan Fitzgibbon, the golden boy, he's really turning into a good try scorer. He scored a nice try off a nice Kaliamponga pass, who once again is killing it. He's once again killing it. So this is going to be a little shorter podcast. Yeah, just because I didn't get all the stats. And tackles, Aiden Guerrero actually had a pretty solid game, but didn't really get all the other stats because I usually go to turtlefooty.stats.com. They usually are really good for statistics. Not all of them match, but I usually go over there for them, and occasionally the NRL. But run meters, Lachlan Fitzgibbon. I am surprised Kaliamponga didn't come first. I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised about this. But Lachlan Fitzgibbon, 133 run meters. They're fantastic. Pretty good for a forward. Because there is a small negative that we can take out of this game, and it's really. I hope he fixes his game, Brockland, because he was dropped. He was dropped because before Nathan Brown's press conference, I said he didn't look confident. I said to someone on the Mighty Knights fan page that he just doesn't look like the Brockland we know from. Because at the last half of last year, he really stepped up. Him and Lachlan Fitzgibbon really stepped up to the plate. One that got us into a view like losing games. There were close games, sad losses. I was at that Belmore game, that Shank. I just feel for the kid at that game, but he was starting to form a lethal combination of Lachlan Fitzgibbon. Like he was starting to kind of get it. He was slowly getting there where he wanted to be, but sadly he has been dropped to the reserve grade, and sadly because Brown kind of confirmed my suspicions in the press conference that he kind of lost not in the press conference, but I read on a news article that he didn't look confident. He doesn't look like Brock Clem we know. Because we know what he can do. He can, once he runs the ball, he's pretty good. Pretty good player, but the completion rate, you know what, wasn't bad. 78%. It could have been better, but then again, the referees. I say in every one of my podcasts, I will defend the referee for making the right calls. He made a lot of bad calls today. And inconsistent calls too. I'll start off with the obvious. Billy fucking Slater. Before the Slater controversy, I'll get to the first main bit. We kick off. We tackle a player. Melbourne player loses the ball. Melbourne drops the ball clean. He gets penalised. They score off the next set. They were allowed a quick tap. This is not the problem. You're allowed a quick tap. But I'm going to explain the double standard here. Like, okay, so they get a penalty. They kick the touch. No, Kevin Smith runs from thingy. And Billy Slater makes a line break. Guess what? He throws the ball a mile forward, does not get spotted by the damn bunker. And this is what I was pissed off with. Come on. $1 million in a bunker, we can't look at a forward pass. His hands are right in front of him. How is he going to get that ball? I'm criticising the referees because I am biased. Actually, no, I'm not biased. I stand up for referees when they make the right decision, and I also criticise them when they make the wrong decisions. The refereeing was disgusting. It was a 7-9 penalty count, but it was the penalties in crucial games and the double standards that kind of not cost us, but denied us a chance to get in the game because we weren't great. We were good. Could have been better because we were making meters up that field. So this moves into the next thing I wanted to talk about. Is the quick taps. After every penalty we got, we weren't allowed to get a quick tap. Everyone was onside. Everyone's onside. The referee said you're onside, and they keep finding these excuses. Melbourne got 2 quick taps. I think they scored off 1. I think because I just try to forget just forgot the refereeing. I just started there, but I'm just getting annoyed with this bloody refereeing. Because I always ask my friends, why are they leaving games? Like, they said the refereeing is ruining the game. I agree with them, but it's not always the referees. I'm going to say something nice there. That is it. Not just that. It wasn't the biggest reason people leaving games because of bad refereeing. It's ticket pricing and just the new rules. The kind of physicalness. The physical is kind of gone. I missed the shoulder charge. Bring it back. I'm trying not to turn this into a shoot interview about the referees, but the double standards of quick taps. Melbourne got them, we didn't. Everyone was onside. Melbourne, there was nothing wrong with Melbourne's. They were all onside. We weren't allowed to take the quick tap. That's bullshit. And listen, I respect Slater. He's one of the best fullbacks in the game, but he's a damn penalty milk whore. He should be a dairy farmer. He's milking everything, mate. Got in North Queensland, mate. I heard they got them cows that need milked. Literally, this is not the second time Slater milked the penalty by tripping himself over. You may recall a game against Cronulla where he ran into Luke Lewis's shoes and tripped himself over to get the penalty. And the commentators are spotting it too. Literally. Lachlan Fitzgibbon was a bit too modest because I feel like he doesn't want to get fined by the referees if he says something, but he kind of has to because Slater threw himself on the floor. I was prepared to give him an Emmy award. No, give him an Oscar for that. I was prepared to give him that. This is the state of the game. I hate milking penalties. If we do it, I cringe at it because it's just, you're not playing in the spirit of the game. Yes, there was an incident in the game where we threw the ball, or Danny Levi threw the ball when he came on. Threw the ball at a Melbourne player to get the penalty, but he was not milking that penalty. He cannot. It was a penalty because he couldn't move. Listen, it's unfortunate, but he couldn't move out of the way because he was interfering with the ball guy playing the ball. He couldn't get a quick, clean play of the ball, and he couldn't move. So it's a penalty. It's a penalty. Now I know the rules. That's a penalty. So if you think, listen, I've seen us milk penalties, and I absolutely hate it. It's cringy. It ruins the game. It doesn't force people to leave, but it turns people off, and I wouldn't blame you if you actually started leaving games because of refereeing. It's disgusting. So we've got the Slater forward pass, the milked bloody damn penalty. What else can I say about the referees? I'm pretty listen, if there's any other referee decisions, let me know so I can actually talk about it and form an opinion. But this is the common theme now. Like, teams getting penalties and they're scoring right off the next set. The referees are kind of going to target that. Because as soon as I saw Cameron Smith get sent off in that Cronulla game, like, finally they're going to take a stance against Cameron Smith because I hate the way he plays the game. And I feel sorry for the referees. Because he bends the rules of the game and the commentators go along with it. If a player like that milks a penalty, they get a bad name. But if Cameron Smith milks a penalty, they're saying, oh, he's just pushing the rules, mate. He's a smart man. Like, I'm double... The commentators, Phil Good knows who I'm talking about. Yeah, you fucking out of touch. I'm very angry. I'm sorry, I don't want to get too angry. I hate Phil Good. Like, every time he speaks, I want to piss in his mouth. I'm sorry to say that, but he lives in a world where only his opinions count when it comes to milking penalties. And there's a little... I forgot to say this, but when the first penalty where the player drops the ball and gets a penalty for it, that's disgusting. I said it, and Peter Sterling has said it. He said it in his interviews. The player should be holding on to the ball. The extra emphasis should be on the guy holding the ball. Better ball security. Listen, referees, we don't want perfection. We want consistency. There's none of that. There's nothing. It hasn't even been good. It's been way below average. Because if you give the Storms penalties, they're going to make it count. Because the Storms have got some pretty damn good players. Sorry, I got on off on a long rant there about referees. So I'm going to get to some positives because, like, the negatives were Brock Clem didn't look himself. We misread a few tackles, but You got to understand, Melbourne do have some pretty solid players, some pretty good forwards. But there's one thing I liked: we didn't give up. I think 10 minutes before halftime we were forming a nice set. Mitchell Pearce throws that nice bullet pass. Kensio scores, and at halftime it's looking like 18-10. Oh, this could be a game. I'm sensing a comeback, but no. Like I said, I don't want to talk about any more referees and I'm going to move on to the off-field news. It's good news, actually. It's actually pretty good news. There is some negatives, but what are you going to do? Brown has come out and apologised to Wayne Bennett, and I'm like, why? Why are you apologising to a man who nearly brought Newcastle to the brink? He screwed like I said, he screwed Newcastle. He brought all the players to Newcastle. Some of them were justified, and some of them not so justified. I think Craig Gower was an example of that. He gave normal players big contracts and money they didn't deserve, and he left Newcastle in a state. Alright, we were still paying off players like Tyrone Roberts, who was on 750 damn Ks. Sorry if I'm repeating myself from the last podcast, but Wayne Bennett, suck it up. You're a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man. Move on. I found it funny because it just exploded out of nowhere, this bloody thug life Nathan Brown, so I gotta clap that. So after, like I said, Brock Lem and Daniel Saifidi was dropped to reserve grade. Like, why? No, I can understand dropping Brock Lem so he can find himself in the reserve grade, because he's a talented player, Brock Lem, but he needs to find himself, because there was moments in that game where he just looked clueless and didn't know what he was doing. So like I don't know if he's struggling with the combinations with Mitchell Pearce, but I just hope he finds himself. We all want to see him do well. So, but Daniel Saifidi, he's one of our shining lights from last year. He's a gun forward. I didn't get why he's not starting. I think you should bench not Daniel Saifidi. I'm talking about him right now. He should be starting with him and SASA, who I'm absolutely adoring. But it must be a pretty serious issue if he's getting dropped. So, and here's some good rumours. Tim Glasby and Leeson Armour might be signing. Here's the even better news. We just signed Leeson Armour, and he's a solid player, and you can see the results St. George are getting from him. He's off the bench. He's one of the best bench players. I'm trying to speak too fast. I'm sorry. He's one of the best bench players in the game, and he has impact, and we need that off the bench. I just feel like our bench is a bit lackluster. Sorry for my terminology, but I think it needs a bit of... Denny Levi is a good player off there, because I'm enjoying Slade Griffin. I think like Denny Levi can come onto number 9 when he needs to rest, because I feel like that would be a good side. And I don't get why we didn't resign Paulie, because we could have had that size. But if we manage to sign Tim Glasby, on the other hand, that will be a fantastic. That's gonna beef up our forward back right there. That is a good forward pack right there. I just hit my phone on my desk. Once again, I am sorry about that. And Connor Watson may be back for the Tigers. I doubt it. So it looks like Jack Cogger's going to come in. So that's the news. So is there anything else I forgot? No. So we're actually going to move into questions. My first Q&A. Like, thanks a lot for that, guys. It means a lot. Like, 'cause I like podcasting, and I want to give a shout out to Hammy Ramage from the Steel City podcast. I started watching his, because it kind of inspired me. We're both Knights fans, diehard Knights fans. And I just ordered my new Knights jersey. I got the home jersey, but I needed a custom one. I got Kurt Gidley, of course, one of my favourite players, number 1 at the back. That's where I thought Kurt was always best at, but kind of rented off again. So we're going to start off with Twitter. I'm going to bloody find it. Notifications, yay. Alright, so, okay. So, we've got Brett Cruikshank on Twitter saying, thoughts on Daniel Saifidi being dropped. I think I said that. I am very disappointed. He is a gun forward. There was a game where he scored in the Brisbane Broncos game. And I've always been a big fan. And as soon as I saw him, I'm like, yep, this kid's going to be good. I was just not impressed with Daniel Saifidi being dropped. But there must be some kind of reason. Kind of like what happened at Rostock last year. I think there was talks about his contracts, and he got not benched. He got put it in a reserve grade, which I still think was stupid in the first place. So I think that's the only question we have on Twitter. But hey, it's my first Q&A. There's a start. And I'm sorry, I should really turn my phone on silent. I really should. But so moving on. So I gotta find this bloody thing. I am just hopeless. I am mega hopeless. So this is an actual funny question. Oh, god damn it, I am stuttering and I can't find this question and my phone is slow. So we got Matt Gucci. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I am horrible with pronouncing names. Thoughts on Mitchell Pearce? It's too early. I don't know if it's too early on in the season to say, but I feel like he's been... I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. I think his kicking game can improve. It's hard to criticize a guy that's kicked the winning field goals for Newcastle. Not the winning, like, he's one field goal for Manly. Like, suck it, Manly. Suck it. And we've got Jared Burdekin. When will Josh King get a chance? I hope he gets a chance, but I think he's got his apprenticeship or traineeship, whatever, in as an electrician, I think he is. Okay, so I think that's all the questions for now. But once again, thank you for asking all these questions. There's a funny question where one of the guys says, "Why did you spell Amy Park wrong?" Like, no, I don't care if I spell the name wrong. It's the home of the inbred, so I thought I'd end off on that note because I hate Melbourne. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast. Hey, leave questions on. I'll answer them. I'll probably answer them slowly because I talk too fast. Down Under Thunder, out.